I says, the only thing that I feel that the mayor of Schuylerville and the mayor of Victory has, they don't like George Sullivan. Bottom line, they don't like George.
Maybe that's a good opinion, I don't know.
Why don't you admit it? Just
Jim,
say
can I
so,
ask
and then
one
everybody
question,
would
Will?
know.
I have a lot of people that don't like a lot of things.
Patricia Pierce,
I
21
sure
from
forgot
Rolling
a
Street,
lot.
Schuylerville. Just wondering, who appointed George to the water board
Trustees did.
before you had the ability to do such?
No, unanimous agreement.
States that I've read it.
It states for the trustees.
Yes,
appoint
they can. It was completely
No,
legal.
they serve at your pleasure, but they do not.
After the
That-
mayor appoints.
That's right.
I think you need to call an ICOM and get it.
That was not, that is not what it says in the individual
It
agreement.
says that if the board of
attorney has
trustees
reviewed it,
makes
the
the
other attorneys have
appointment.
reviewed it.
Where does it say that, Gail?
It says right here. The Board of Water Management shall consist of 4 managers, 2 of whom shall be appointed by each village, serve for a term of 2 years at the pleasure of the Board of Trustees of each village. It was a
But
board,
that's what I'm
it was a
saying.
2-to-1 vote.
Very clear.
It doesn't say appointed by the village
It does
trustees.
too.
It does not.
It's in black and white, right
Remember,
there on page 20.
It does not, it says they serve at the, serve.
Don't turn the page, read the page that's
She
already
just read
there.
it, she read the page to you.
We have legal opinions on that, and the legal opinion is that the Board of Trustees,
I think all those legal opinions should be in writing, and I'd like to see them, and Phil Dixon's is in writing, I've asked for it.
Lee's in writing, and you said, oh, well, it depends on how you read it.
Well, did you
Right
get
on, black and
Wade's decision on this and John Mancini's?
Gail,
Because they view it
didn't Phil
differently.
Dixon put his opinion in
Yeah,
writing on this,
That's
and he agreed.
entirely legal.
Right, so.
Please provide me with that
It
opinion.
was read at the water meeting. We'll get
It
it.
was read at the water meeting, and I requested that he provide me with it, and I've also contacted Phil Dixon, and he has not gotten back to me. So I'd like to know what Phil Dixon's doing.
We would like to know about
What you're
your
doing.
figures, that you came up, not nobody else.
I think you need to read the audit, too, because I feel like
Doesn't
you
matter
have...
what doesn't matter what you say to me.
No, it's not what I think of
I
you, it's what I think you need to do to be educated.
And I don't see where.
I'm very educated.
I don't see anything for
On this-
$40,000 missing. Can't show it to me.
If there was $40,000 missing, don't you think somebody would be in jail?
Exactly.
And there's nothing,
Yes.
there's nothing this board
Yes,
could have
they
done about
would.
it.
I mean, if they found some $40,000 missing, that something would be happening. Look what happened in Schuylerville.
Excuse me, if this wasn't true, you don't think Mayor Sullivan wouldn't have followed it through right now? Give me a break. He'd already taken care of it. But he can't because it's not true.
I guess not.
Do you want me to stand? Okay. I have a question about the resolution you passed for the village clerk treasurer appointment, only because there are 2 things that you mentioned there. The law that you recently passed stated that it passed as of the date that it was filed with the Department of State. In your resolution, you stated it was June 21st, which is incorrect because it was June 22nd, so it's an incorrect in there. And April 16th, the term it runs from the fiscal year, so I don't understand why that was mentioned as April 16th. The fiscal year is June 1st.
That's when the appointment's supposed to be made.
But the appointment year, it's the year of the appointment, which is the fiscal year. So I think it's a little inaccurate. You may want to look at that because it's inaccurate. And I have one more question.
What's that light in the sign there?
It is a video camera. Okay. Corrective action plan. I was looking over it again, December 7th, 2010. I just wondered, there are things in here because Schuylerville will be dealing with this when the water board is audited. And it says in here that you were going to have a lot of things done by May 31st, which I see aren't. So as far as your software, where are you with the software and the training for the village clerk treasurer to be using the software as she should?
Training modules will be, a training schedule will appear pretty soon for the new module.
Training's been done.
Some training has been done on the new software. There's another module, general ledger module will be coming. We own it already, and that training should be very shortly. I don't know if they have a firm date for it.
But you did have
July 11th, week of July 11th.
you did have a date in here that you said you were going to have it done.
Meet some dates. You can't set things with,
The other last question I have is, Maureen has asked for an extension of the AUD, and you mentioned earlier that AUDs can't be done until the other years are done, so I don't know how you're going to meet that
We're
extension.
never going to meet it. I've talked to the accounting firm, and they said that we'd be lucky if we get this stuff done by the end of the year. We're gonna be late again. It's estimated that this will cost us almost $20,000 for somebody who didn't do their job.
Where's that estimate?
That's another-
WDR on Friday.
Do you have a
And I
written
think I
estimate?
discussed it.
Do you have a written estimate?
We'll get the final value when it comes out, because it might, actually 20,000 might be low. That's what I think for,
Okay.
yeah. Oh, that's good, I hope you do.
Might
put
be
it
in the paper tomorrow.
You know, it's pretty sad when you're an employee of the Village of Victory and you have to work for certain board members that ask.
Well, I don't want you working for me, I don't know if you've gotten that drift.
Yeah, we know that. You
Can I
you don't want nobody working for you.
Yeah, nobody,
You
not
got
his
two
choice.
or three people in here,
comprehend
two are, I can
everything.
see now.
Oh, I do.
I don't think so. No, because that's recorded, but your YouTube person wants.
George.
I have a question.
Address the board, George. I think it's
All
a
right,
good
I will
idea.
address the board, but earlier in this meeting and during the open floor, Mayor Sullivan strongly objected to someone who lived in the town, not in the village, from speaking. But yet, when
No, I did
Ms. Lucas
not,
speaks,
George.
when Ms. Lucas speaks, well, I'm addressing the board, not you. That when Ms. Lucas speaks, he has no objection to that. I'm curious if maybe the board could ask him, which way is it? Can a non-resident speak or can't they speak?
I'm not gonna ask him, 'cause I'm not gonna get an answer.
Oh, let's go.
I think anybody can speak. I didn't say she couldn't speak, I wasn't objecting to her speaking.
What were you
She
objecting
didn't
to?
state her address either, so there,
What were you objecting to?
You did,
Your
there
friend,
was other people
please,
talking,
no?
here.
I would just like to say one more thing, Gail Dennis, again. I can't imagine that people have lived here all their lives, don't have friends, that people that work in this village. And you know, that's crazy. Of course they're gonna have friends. Just because I am friends with Ms. Kemet, I don't do her job, and I don't go down and stick my nose in her job. But I do know that she works very hard and always has for this village. And she does more than I would take that job for, I'll tell you right now. She isn't paid enough. Yeah, you might think that's funny. You go in and sit and do her job for a week. Let's see what you come up with, Mayor Sullivan.
I would love to do her job.
You don't even know how. You were just spitting out stuff.
Jim, part of the audit was when you were in office.
Yeah, you were in office as well, we were trying to get things
Yeah.
straightened out. Who caused the audit, and let's go
Jim.
into this.
Jim, so
Let's
if all
really-
that stuff being
Let's
done
fix
was
the
all wrong,
problems that are
then
wrong
why
with
didn't you
Victory.
correct any of them?
Let's fix the problems that are wrong with Victory, there's plenty of them to go around.
That's
And
the
it
mayor.
didn't cause them by coming in, it's not just me. I can't be wrong all of the time. Bottom line, I can't be wrong all
You
of
also
the
can't be
time.
right all of the time.
Well,
Thank
that's
you.
true too, isn't it, Miss Kemet? The
It
same with you.
absolutely is.
George.
In response to some of the comments that the mayor has just made, I think that the Village of Victory residents are aware of the situation. They are aware of the problems facing this village. And I would compliment the trustees for taking action to solve these problems. That the village voted on the recent local law to strip the mayor of the powers that he's abusing. The people gladly paid for the attorney fees when the trustees had to sue the mayor for his illegal attempt to fire Ms. Kemet, who I will also vouch for has done a wonderful job in all the years that she worked with the board during my administration. And I think that the village people are speaking out, and I think how they feel about the current mayor is very obvious. If the man had any integrity, he'd resign.
I gotta agree with Mr. Sullivan.
I make a motion we approve the application for membership for the
7
fire department.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Do I have a motion to pay abstract number 2, July 2011?
Make the motion to pay the abstract.
Do I have a second?
I will say that I requested that these abstracts be provided to me, at least sometime in advance, whatever is done. And
So here's the day of the meeting,
they have not been, so,
They have been.
they have not been prepared before, even if the abstract
We
has
come
come out.
early to review those.
I'm not coming the day of the
I'm here
meeting.
early to review the abstract.
I'm asking for them at least a few days
You
before.
can't get
How
them
does all
Well,
that stuff
then
get
I
taken?
don't
I
care
can't
today,
approve
but
it. It's supposed to
Then I
be
can't
here
approve
today.
them. How
How
difficult
easy
is
is that?
that?
What's scapegoat?
Yeah.
All right.
Not that I